I tried first the pool classes, and the pool classes which we have here, which are open for people with a bit higher level, and they are mainly focused on speaking. And I couldn't find a time slot to attend them because I already had jour fixes at those times, so it was not possible for me to attend any English class here in Ingolstadt. In real time, yes. And so I asked if it would be possible to join the online training, and I got the approval, and I started 3 months ago. And it was at the beginning very funny with getting through those lessons, going through from one part to the next, especially then when it comes to the pronunciation parts. That was like, okay, what's that? I know that my pronunciation is not that bad, especially with words, very easy words like is or that. But for myself, it's been a very good way to learn or to refresh English mainly. It was more a refresh course for me because of the you do one part, you get the result back. You say, okay, that was okay for me, or you can redo it again, can repeat it, can try to find out what was going wrong, if something really came out quite strange, if the result was 20% and I had no clue why. And I've used quite often the parts, grammar, explanation part. I'm not very good in vocabulary adding, that I have to admit. I'm too fast with looking up words in one of the interpreters on the internet. So I can cope with the vocabulary I already have, and I'm not very good in using the vocabulary part there. But going step by step through the lesson and having the result in the end gives good feeling. You've done it quite well, or middle, or whatever, and it's rewarding. It feels rewarding at that point.
So what did improve so far? What would you say?
I've already once, I was for a while in England, living there for about a year. So this was for me, the improving part was coming back to being able to speak more fluently, refreshing it, getting some words back in my mind, which I've already almost lost. So kind of repeating part. Also, you have the possibility to choose. Either you get it given, it's being given to you by the mentor, or you can choose by yourself some bonus material, especially to any business subjects like negotiations or purchasement. So you get some really very pointed vocabularies to that subject, negotiation or purchasement. So just refreshing words. Using in a special business case.
So when you are learning English now within Media Saturn, how does it look like? You're sitting at your workplace, how many hours a month, or just try to describe this a little bit. How do you handle it?
I'm sitting together with 7 people in one room. So I mainly do it in the late afternoon, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I start with the writing bits and pieces, and then at the end of the lesson I get the pronunciation parts, and I almost do 1 week work at one time. So I'm not splitting it over 2 or 5 goes a week, or I'll do it in one go a week. And
which is about an hour, 2 hours?
20 to 30 minutes maybe.
That's it?
For 1 week for the lesson, and then we'll get could call it kind of homework. It's a writing part. You get a question, by the mentor sent to you, and some subjects you try to answer, whatever it is. So that fits in. Sometimes lunch break or afternoon, or whenever I get an idea, I write some sentences and send them back to them. So, but I have to admit, sometimes I'm not that motivated during 1 week, maybe especially if it's very busy and it's Friday afternoon and I have to decide whether I'll do English or I'll drive home. So mainly I'll drive home. So it can happen that I do 2 lessons in 1 week just to catch up with the lessons, to be online, to be on time.
But you have a serious timeline, a serious schedule.
I think we have that, yes. Yes, definitely. So I think we should do each lesson, 1 week a lesson, and I'm pretty sure it will be mentioned to our tutors if we don't do that. So yes, we have to do it each week, and especially if you get the if you don't do the writing part, it just becomes too much. If you collect 3 of them or something, it's just not possible to do it anymore.
What do you use besides this course for learning or practicing English?
First of all, we have no, not at all. No, not at all. The first thing is I love reading English books. Okay. And I'll do that on a regular basis. This is one thing which I have kept from the time I spent in England. So this popular books, and we have to read sometimes technical stuff in English as well, because it's not given in German. And then we have, since a couple of weeks, we have a very nice thing which is called IT Breakfast. They are inviting us, and which is in our canteen, and we meet there and start. I think it's about an hour. We are talking to each other in English, and I always love to do that before. So what I do now is I start talking in English to my colleagues, which they find not very amused sometimes. So we. I just try to use it on a kind of everyday basis. If there is a discussion going on which is not that serious, and I'll just say, if I know someone is also attending an English class, even with my boss, I'll just pop in 1 or 2 English sentences, and sometimes they start answering it, and then I'll motivate them. Tom, go on. We'll keep it until it gets too complicated. Yeah. Then we stop and switch to German. Yes.
Or do you have any wishes, you think, or we can
it is
there, yeah, push a little forward there?
I think for me it is very convenient. It also fits very well my personality regarding having the flexible time frame, having this rewarding result being shown on this, and directly, and the combination with what we do in daily life here within the company. Only an online course, just me and the computer, that would be a bit strange. And I don't know, I think, that would feel very strange, because language is about talking to each other, is about communication. So, and this part is missing, definitely, sure. There's no interaction regarding communication or regarding speaking. So, and we have that in the company, and add it with the online training. That fits very well for business life, as far as I have to handle it. Yes.
And what about the control question? I mean, if we're talking about email, there always has, as we mentioned before, there has to be a result, mostly coming out of the HR department. Is this kind of pressure, or how do you?
I've done so many courses, not only language courses, and I think that's one thing which belongs to a course. For myself, I want to see, have I done any progress or not? I want to see that, and I want to be told from whoever telling me, yes, you've done well, or you should improve, or it's okay, or you could do better, or whatever. So that's something which I need the feedback in any way. I wouldn't go to any class which I don't get any feedback regarding my efforts. I put time into that, which is work time, work money, but that's which I don't feel that obvious, but that's obvious for the company. So yes, I like this little kind of pressure, I think there would be always a possibility to say, sorry, I just can't do it anymore. It's not possible to fit it in anymore, and I would go to my supervisor and tell them and say, it's just, sorry, I really tried it, but I can't make it anymore. But that's not happened so far, and I don't see it happening.